teachers, parents, and fellow pupils. Time has really flashed by since we arrived at Victoria Falls Primary School as a grade 0 and a grade 4 pupil. And looking back, it has been quite a journey. Since I only arrived in grade 4, Mathew will take you back on some of his early days.
These are the things that I remember the most when I look back. In grade 0, Miss Ngube told us that Mr. Harding, our headmaster at the time, had his ear bitten off by a donkey. Which at 5 years old terrified me. It seemed to make a lot of sense. She also made us believe we could fly when she sprinkled pixie dust on our heads. This taught us that we could do anything if we believed in it and could even reach for the stars if we wanted to. For grades 2 and 3, Miss Maseko had the pleasure of teaching us for 2 years in a row. Perhaps not always a pleasure for her. And she told us the truth about the headmaster's ear. And now as a 7-year-old, it made even more sense. During these early years, I always remember standing up straight in assembly line, trying to impress Lulu Norton and Mr. T, so I'd be rewarded with a sweet. In those days, I would do anything for a sweet. About this time, I also remember the headmaster asking me what I enjoyed most about school, and when I said break time, he nearly fell off his chair.
Grade 4. This was one of my favorite years of my whole primary school career. And do you know why? No? It's okay. I'll tell you. It was one of my favorite years because that was the first time I realized that I loved it here and that this was going to be my home for the next 4 years. And because I could get my pen license. We also learned what was in store for us the next following year. Mrs. Ngo. Yes, Mrs. Ngo, the discipline teacher. The thought made our knees shake, but we soon realized that her bark was much worse than her bite. In grade 6, Miss Latimer took us on a fantastic trip to Outward Bound. We loved Miss Latimer for her braveness, love of nature, and her adventurous eating.
She horrified us by eating a whole queer head near a Birchenough Bridge. They sure breathed them tough in Chigutu. She also impressed us with imaginative words, such as discombobulate. Sorry, Miss Latimer, but I still don't know what that means.
By grade 7 with Mrs. Feltzman, it seemed the best had been waiting for us for our last year. 2 big events happened for us.
Firstly, the Innovation Hub arrived. Sunday school was worth coming to. At the Hub, we aspired to become NASA scientists, as we were taught coding and flying drones. Unfortunately, most drone flights ended up in planet trees.
And secondly, our new headmaster arrived, Mr. Viljoen, who has been an inspiration to us all.
What other headmaster would play frisbee with the kids during break time? One thing he's not so good at is Ndebele. He bet grade 7 a Coke each that he could beat their exam, but most of the class beat him. Mr. Viljoen, I think the grade 7s probably owe you a Coke for making us try harder.
A big thank you goes to Mrs. Feltzman and Mr. Viljoen for getting us through our final exams and preparing us for senior school.
On to sport. Sport is a big part of Vic Falls Primary School life, and we've had the chance to learn many different sports during the years and hone our skills as we've gotten older.
Everyone loves a good competition, and we are proud of the houses we are in. And that's why everyone looks forward to our inter-house competitions, whether they are out on the field or in the classroom. Even if Zambezi may have pipped us a couple of times, we are still immensely proud of our athletes and our achievements.
Vic Falls Primary School is a small school with a big heart, and when it comes to playing sport, we often surprise ourselves by beating teams from much bigger schools. Thanks to all the teachers and coaches for being so patient and for teaching us to aim high. And finally, the school play. For me, the highlight of every year was the school play, which took a term to rehearse and for Miss Van Wyk to teach us a new dance. She was very patient, but no matter how many times I practiced, I still found myself facing left when others were facing right. Over 7 years of plays, she must have spent more time with us than any other teacher, and for that I would like to say a big thank you. From Snowdrop to Pirate, we did it all. And a big thanks to everyone involved for their encouragement, so that the final performances were always a success.
I remember learning how to do my first dance. I also remember being very nervous to do it in front of lots of people, but once I got there, it wasn't so bad. In grade 6, when I got a speaking role, I was so excited. I was going to be a star, literally. This year, I got the pleasure of being a guru gal, the master guru servant. The only part I didn't like about being the guru gal was that my master was my little sister. And man, she'd never let me forget that.
In closing, I would like to say one of my proudest moments was winning the Sean Van Wyk Cup for effort last year. This is what the school teaches us, no matter how good or how bad we are, to always try hard and do our best. And I would like to congratulate Shania Jin for winning the same cup today.
And one of my best moments was becoming house captain.
On behalf of grade 7s in the Matetsi house, we would like to thank all staff, teachers and the headmaster for all that they have done for us.
And for Matetsi, remember we are like a fire, and our fire will always burn bright and never burn out. Simi Sibanye, we stand as one. Thank you.